Good morning, true crime friends. There is no court today in the Lori Vallow Daybell trial, and that is because Lindsay Blake, the prosecuting attorney's father, died unexpectedly last week, and so I think the funeral's today. I'm not sure. But when last we spoke on Friday, Zulema Pastenis was on the stand. Zulema, a whole new level of crazy. She talked about all these different things, and I was just like, I did a whole video on it. Go back to Friday. Today is Monday morning. I don't remember if I did that video on Friday or Saturday, but Zulema is a special kind of crazy. Here's the thing, though. So far, only the prosecution has gotten to cross-examine her. When she gets back on the stand, the defense will have their questions. I am dying to know what they're going to ask. Like, did you really believe all the things that they were teaching? And when you were casting out demons, spirits, evil, like, how'd you learn about that? Like, is there a book? Is there a class? I want to know everything. And also, how is the defense going to frame this information? Like, she wasn't really casting. She was just saying a prayer. Okay, prayer is great. But when you start calling your prayers castings, where does that put you in all of this? Additionally, there was reporting last week that when they showed like the autopsy footage and like the autopsy pictures and other upsetting things that we know Lori wanted to leave and she was crying and very upset, like, ooh, can you believe? And that she wanted to leave the courtroom and that the judge was like, nah, girl, I'm gonna need you to sit right there and look at what you did. But instead of sitting right there and looking at what she did, she fell asleep. I guess that's part of the like fight, flight, or freeze response. She froze. She fell asleep on a dime. I wish I could fall asleep that easy. When people have bad news, I just want to be like, oh, sorry, I just woke up. I didn't hear what you said. Sorry. Like, she fails to integrate all that new information. Okay, that's real handy. But here's the thing that I had not realized. The state of Idaho, Iowa, ayahuasca. Why can I not remember the state of Idaho? Sorry, Idahoans. Y'all, I don't know. Maybe I'm fighting, flighting, or freezing when it comes to your name. I have to put up a sign here in my office. This is Idaho, because for whatever reason, that name is just like, woo, right out of my head. Even if I think of potatoes, I think of Iowa potatoes. Do they grow potatoes in Iowa? Anyway, so the state of Idaho. Okay, the state of Idaho does not have an insanity defense. Idaho is gangster. Let's just be real about it. I'm sure they're very lovely people. Apparently lots of Mormons live there. They have all those nice potatoes. Ooh, do y'all have new potatoes? Ooh, I love a new potato. Too many carbs, so I don't eat them that often, but I love it roasted in the oven, sprinkled with like a little olive oil and salt and pepper. It always gets back to food with me. Anyway, but then you like crush them with the potato masher and then put them back in the oven and sprinkle a little more salt and pepper and stuff, maybe a little garlic. Anyway, it's too early in the morning to think of garlic roasted new potatoes. Now I know what I'm having for dinner. Anyway, so Idaho is gangster AF. They're like, oh yeah, you did a crime. You're not gonna say you crazy. You might actually be crazy. That's fine. And I think this level of crazy that Lori is, that's an insult to people who are like regular mentally ill, because like lots of people, listen, anxiety, depression, all kinds of like, there's mental illness in my family. These people do not kill people. Now, do they pay you back the money that you loan them? No, they do not. But plenty of mentally ill people do. But like, I've had depression. It didn't make me murdery. I've had anxiety. You know what I did? I took a little pill, got all better, went on with the rest of my life. You know what I didn't do? Kill nobody. Listen, I ran over a squirrel one time with my car. I almost had to go to therapy over it. Lori is not the kill a squirrel with your car, gotta go to therapy kind of person. She's like a kill a human with your mind, with your actual hands, with some pills in their drinks. I do not know. But she's a killer person and think you did a good deal person. Think you did a good deed. Maybe that is mental illness. Maybe that's like next level mental illness. But Idaho is like, nah, girl. Idaho is like, you go to sit here and you go look at what you did. They like your mama or maybe your grandmama when she real mad. Like, you will sit here and look at the coloring you did on the wall, only like with dead bodies. So Idaho has no chill. I suspect that you don't even want to speed in Idaho. It's like Texas. Like, Florida, certain states, it's like, nah, don't commit a crime there. I would not shop. I mean, I wouldn't shoplift anyway, because, you know, I got money and common sense and morals. I would not shoplift. I would not speed. I would not look at nobody too long in particular states. Those heavy death penalty states, no thank you. Texas is beautiful. It's hot and too humid, but it's a big state. Lots of different parts of it. I like the liberal parts. I know that's going to come as a shock to you, but it's true. There are certain states I would commit zero crime. Wouldn't even speed. I would stop on the yellow lights. No crimes will be broken by this girl in certain states. Turns out Idaho is going to get added to that list. They have they probably have a real stiff death penalty, like convicted today and shot at dawn, something like that. But if you commit a crime, if they have to bind and gag you and strap you down to one of those dollies like they did in Silence of the Lambs, I imagine that that's what Idaho does. So you can say you're sorry if you want to, but they got a bunch of guns out there in Idaho. Nothing wrong with guns used appropriately, but I get the feeling it might be some recreational shooting of the bad guys. Now, if you recreationally shoot people who are not determined as bad guys, well, then they're going to recreationally shoot your behind. So govern yourselves accordingly if you visit Idaho. After Zulema gets off the stand, rumor has it that Lori's son is up next. The one that she let live, Brandon, I think his name is. Have you seen him? Ooh, he's cute. But he might have his own mental health struggles. Not the murdery kind, but like I get the feeling he was not that nice of a husband, because he and his wife had some struggles, and then he confessed to some crimes that we can't name here on the YouTubes, because they will ban you or demonetize you or do whatever. Speaking of demonetizing, if you haven't already, click subscribe. I am not normally a person who says like, oh, click subscribe, follow me, whatever, because I don't like get on here consistently enough to have people waiting for what I do or what I have to say. And Lord knows what's going to come out of my mouth, child. Half the time, I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. Believe it or not, I know this is going to come as a big shock to you. I don't rehearse any of this. None of it. I just turn my camera on, make sure there's nothing in my teeth, make sure I have a good cup of coffee, and I start talking. So sometimes that means I say things that maybe I shouldn't. That means sometimes I express ideas that might not be that popular. But you know what? This is what it's like to be with me in real life. I know it is a struggle for some. And you know I don't have a co-host, right? There's no co-host here. It's just me. You know why that is? I do not enjoy being interrupted. I just like to run my mouth. And then if you don't like what I say, click, you can turn me right on off. Also, it's really freaking early in the morning. I'm an early riser. Good morning, y'all. It's just after 5 a.m. You see right there? That is a window. Pitch black outside. But so far, I've gotten up, I did a little laundry, I fed the dogs, I wiped down the kitchen counters, I turned on the sprinklers for the front garden and the back garden, made myself a cup of coffee, already thought about what I was going to make for dinner, but y'all were here for that part. You saw me contemplate potatoes for dinner. And then I am obsessed right now with black rice. Do you know black rice? Oh my God, black rice is so good. Also, black rice is really freaking expensive. So a chef friend of mine made black rice for me a couple of years ago. And I was like, this is delicious. I should get some of this. Well, black rice is also called forbidden rice. And I was like, why is it called forbidden rice? It tastes so yummy. Turns out it's forbidden because you have to be very rich to buy it. Now, I am not very rich, but a girl got a coupon. You know, I know how to get a little discount code for some things. So I had some black rice. My husband wanted black rice with dinner last night. I was like, oh, okay, great. So I put the rice in the rice cooker, cooked up the black rice, and then I went to bed because it was getting late. And also I wanted to watch the Love is Blind reunion live. That didn't happen. Everybody in the world was trolling Netflix, but that's another story for another day. So I made the black rice. I went to sleep. I got up this morning. And what my husband does is when he's done eating, he packages up all the food and puts it in the Tupperware and cleans up his version of clean, not my version. And then, he put everything away. So he puts the dishes in the dishwasher. He washes some things by hand. And then he left some things that wouldn't fit in the dishwasher. He washed them by hand. He left them on the counter. In a perfect world, he would dry them and put them away. But that is not his gift. And because we don't live in Idaho, I could murder him for that. But I really like him and he's very cute. So I do not. Also, morals. Anyway, so all of that to say, I got up this morning and I'm wiping down the kitchen counter and I was like, oh my God, we have mice. We have Ooh, child, I can stand a lot of things. I cannot stand a mouse. Ooh, me and mice, can't do a mouse. And I was like, okay, so I'm gonna call the exterminator, and then, but I gotta clean these up. Ooh, it's disgusting, I can't. And so I got one of these like disinfecting wet wipes, and I'm wiping the counter, and I was like, how did we get so many mice overnight? We didn't have all these mice yesterday. This is black rice. It was not mouse droppings. It was black rice. That is the danger of black rice. Yes, it is delicious. Yes, it is ridiculously expensive. But also, if your husband leaves some on the counter, you gonna think you have mice in the morning. So that is a pro tip from me to you. Enjoy your forbidden rice, but clean it all up so you don't give your wife a heart attack. Anyway. So because there's no court today, see, I'm circling it back. Because there's no court today, I do not know if I will have a video this afternoon. I have to check out Court TV and see what else is going on. I'm sure there's other stuff going on out in the world. Is there like a light, fluffy case? Can we get some crime light? Like, a shoplifting, something more like, all of this is very grim. It could bring your day down if you let it. Now, I am not one to have my day brought down, but it could bring your day down if you let it. Thank God I am on good anti-anxiety medication, Effexor. Child, get you some Effexor if you're feeling anxious, because that stuff is magic. See, I have mental illness too. Anxiety. I think it's related to menopause. I'm in the menopause age category. Child, the hotness. Ooh. Oh, suddenly I'm sitting here minding my own business. All of a sudden, I just burst into flames. But then I started taking vitamins and some magnesium. My gynecologist told me about magnesium, but apparently makes my iron low. So now I'm taking iron. Why am I talking about the state of my mental and physical health and menopause? Y'all ain't even need to know all of that. This is the danger of not rehearsing. Anyway, so when now I completely lost my train of thought. My train has gone off the tracks and is down the street someplace. But you know how I do. All of that to say, I do not know if I will have anything to say. Oh, a light, fluffy court case. If you end up in court, it's probably not because you're having a good day, but sometimes crazy and interesting things happen in court. There is a court channel on Crime Time. Crime Time has these like the most amazing, the craziest, the wildest things ever caught in court. Like when the judge and that prosecutor had a fist fight. That was fascinating. I talked about it on here before. I'm gonna have to check back in with that channel. So if we can see if we can find some light and fluffy court, because this woman and doing bad things. And anytime you do bad things to kids, that's no bueno. Not good with me. Anyway. I have some more laundry to fold, actually, and I have to finish up my project with the granny squares, and I think I'm going to groom the dogs this morning before I go to work. I do a lot in the morning, but I'm not going to give them a whole body groom. I'm just going to trim up their faces. You notice they're quiet today. They must not have had their coffee, but they have eaten already, and they went outside, so now they're like, ooh, I'm full. I just want to lay down. Ooh, when I'm full, I just want to lay down. After that black rice last night, I laid right down, went right to sleep. Well, not right to sleep. I stayed up late waiting for Love is Blind, which never happened. Ooh, I'm going to check and see what happened on Love is Blind. Maybe they have the tape up today. Okay, I am babbling a whole lot of nonsense as I am wont to do. I hope you people go out there and have a great, great day. That's what I plan to do. I'll see you soon. Bye.